So a number of years ago, a startup in the solar and energy storage game contacted us. We went and had a meeting, gave them a proposal. 12 months later, they decided to go ahead, but they didn't use eQA. They used another consultant, and it was price driven. Money makes the world go round, that's what happens. 12 months after that, the project was still going, and they contacted me again and said the consultant is not doing the right job. So I went and had a meeting with them. These guys knew and understood their business, knew and understood their industry, and knew and understood exactly where they wanted to go. And they knew the power of having procedures to help with every stage of the business. The problem the consultant had was they were writing a system to meet the requirements of the standard, not to control the processing and the production aspects of the business. So we were asked to come in and tidy up the system. And it was a system that would have passed an audit and got you a certificate on the wall, yes. This client did not want that. They wanted an actual proper business management system that controlled every aspect of their business, because they knew they were going to grow, and they knew that that was the process that had to be controlled. So the system we wrote initially was for a couple of people to follow a project from start to finish, so everybody knew every part of the business. Then when we came back, we review their system twice every year for them to make sure that it's on track and find any issues before they get their external audit done. And their business had changed. They had grown to the point where they had many people in the warehouse, and they changed their approach to manufacturing, where it was set up in small business units. So one person did 2 or 3 jobs, finished it and passed on to the next. Now this did not fit with the quality management system we had written for them. And they were writing a lot of non-conformances or finding a lot of issues because people weren't following the procedures. Now the thing that we had to explain to them was that just because it's in your quality management system doesn't mean that it is right. The business had changed, therefore the quality management system had to change to reflect the business processes. So now everything has been written business unit by business unit, so that the controls are still there, but and the end product is exactly the same, but there are many people involved in it. So when you are a startup, or when we're dealing with startups, the business is definitely going to change. The processes are going to change. The objectives and targets of the business maybe won't change, and the final product won't. But the quality management system needs to be changed to reflect the business activities, but also address the requirements of the standard. But number one is to reflect the business activities. So if your business isn't following your quality management system, change your quality management system to fit your business. We now have a situation with a client that was a startup that has now grown. The owners are now concentrating 100% of their time on business growth and product development. As a result, in the last 2 years that we've been updating and changing their system, they've released 5 new products. Now they would not have been able to do that if they were still following their old system, and that the owners were still had to be hands-on in managing people all the time and checking everything as it happened. They'd set up a system that grew with their business, that had all the controls and all the information in place for their staff on the floor to do their job, and they have now been able to grow the company and significantly grow their product range because of the system working for them. The chief engineer of the business, who is a process and quality process driven person, is continually looking at his business and seeing that he has to be involved less and less. So we have actually given him a lot of his own time back, but he has the confidence that when he speaks to us about making changes and updates, that we are going to actually reflect what his business does, and he doesn't need to be micromanaging his staff and micromanaging his consultants. We have made their lives a lot easier. So a quality management system was there to help a startup to get to the point where they were. Then their business changed because they grew. The quality management system needs to be then changed to reflect how the business is working, but still maintain control.